Tonight, there's no shortage of new regulations for fishing in Minnesota this year. We're digging into what anglers need to know ahead of the opener.
And a big announcement from UWS as they try to cut costs. All their staff will be furloughed this summer.
Plus, hospitality industries are hit particularly hard during the pandemic. How a Duluth lawmaker is crafting legislation to help local breweries.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. This Saturday in Minnesota kicks off the fishing season as anglers will set up to hit the lakes.
Yeah, however, this year will look a little different. CBS3's Ryan Campos spoke with DNR officials on what you can expect as you gear up for fishing season.
It's a tradition unlike any other in the state of Minnesota as the land of 10,000 lakes becomes filled with anglers looking to make the big catch. However, this year will be a new tradition amidst the COVID-19 pandemic.
This is an opportunity to teach the next generation to protect our fellow Minnesotans by fishing close to home.
To help make sure everyone who wants to go fishing stays safe and healthy, the DNR, along with the Minnesota Department of Health, have issued additional guidelines.
No overnight stays, bringing all needed supplies with you, and only going as far as you can travel and return on a single tank of gas or a single charge for EV drivers.
Commissioner Stroman says these guidelines will help protect many rural communities as well as groups that have a higher incidence of underlying health conditions.
As anglers, we don't just go to the boat ramp, but typically anglers are visiting convenience stores, the gas station, the local grocery store.
Anglers also need to maintain appropriate social distancing by staying at least 6 feet apart from people from other households.
Our officers have been reminding anglers when they see them in the field of the intent and spirit of Governor Walz's executive order.
If you do plan on traveling further than recommended to fish this weekend, you won't be ticketed from the DNR. Instead, the agency says it will be a learning experience for anglers.
When we come across anglers who have traveled great distances, we'll remind them of the spirit of staying close to home and the potential impacts they could have if they travel too far.
The Minnesota State Patrol has also announced they will be increasing their patrols this weekend along interstates and highways leading to popular fishing areas.
News for anglers in northwest Wisconsin. A summer tradition has been canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Hayward Area Chamber of Commerce announced that this year's Muskie Festival has been canceled. The 71st annual event was supposed to be held in late June. Muskie Festival usually draws thousands to Hayward for a number of community events. Officials say next year's event will be held the weekend of June 25th.
Time to check in now with Dave Anderson for a quick look at the weather. Dave, what a nice day out there today.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful day with sunshine and temperatures that dared to get to normal, even warmer than normal by a few degrees. Of course, nothing's ever free around here, and the fire danger went up because of the sunshine and the dry conditions, and it's still dry here tonight. Those fire threats could pop up again tomorrow and last through the weekend, frankly, because I don't see any decent rain chances coming our way until Sunday or so. Let's take a look at sky conditions right now around our region and talk about temperatures. After warmer than normal temps today, at least by a couple of degrees, overnight tonight we could dip well below where we should be this time of year, although the current conditions show that 40 to even 54 degrees is still out there, although Ashland's cooling down into the upper 30s. Bottom line is the rest of us will follow Ashland's lead and get into the 20s, even 30s here. By tomorrow morning, clear sky at night is a chilly delight, I suppose. Forecast for tomorrow shows daytime high temps might creep up towards 51, but the normal is 60, so cooler than normal conditions will return and will persist, and we'll talk about that timeline in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Hospitals across the country have had to lay off large amounts of staff during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, one Northland nurse facing that same fate decided she'd rather diversify her skill set and continue helping those in need. On this National Nurses Day, CBS3's John Cardinelli sat down with her and shares why she isn't backing down.
Today is National Nurses Day, a day to give thanks to the contributions that nurses make worldwide. Today we traveled to Grand Rapids to speak with one nurse who works at Grand Itasca Clinic and Hospital who is going above and beyond during this pandemic. Pam Mark has been a nurse for over 30 years.
I was 18 and I didn't know what all that would involve, but now with the experience that I have, it means so much more.
Mark says her passion is helping people, especially in times of need.
You make a person's day easier, and sometimes it's on one of their most stressful days.
Things lately have been stressful and uncertain for Pam. With a pandemic on the rise, her job that she loves was in jeopardy.
I could have taken a voluntary furlough, but I felt it was important to work if I could.
Normally working in the emergency room, Mark retrained to work in several other departments.
I've tried to be extremely flexible and helpful wherever they've needed me.
Feeling a need to help anyone she can during these uncertain times.
Somebody has to be here to care for the patients, you know, and that's what we vowed to do as nurses.
Mark recognizes she is not the only one going above and beyond. She wants to thank all the nurses who are doing the same during this pandemic.
Pam also said, while this pandemic is scary and stressful for all, she hopes that through her work, she can help her community be more prepared.
After Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers mandated the state provide more testing for people with COVID-19 symptoms, a drive-through site came to Douglas County today. The National Guard set up the site at the Solon Springs Community Center. There were 250 to 300 free tests available for anyone living in the county. People who were tested remained in their cars the entire time, and the process took 10 to 15 minutes. Health officials say test results will help the state have a better idea when and how to reopen the economy.
In early weeks and months of this illness, only the most critically ill have been tested, and this is a way to broaden that testing to milder symptoms in the community.
Health officials say everyone who was tested today will be notified of their results in 24 to 48 hours. If you missed today's event and you have symptoms, you're asked to contact your local healthcare provider.
U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin is calling on the Trump administration to help give Wisconsin farmers access to the Small Business Administration's Paycheck Protection Program. Farmers say that they have been struggling to gain access because of eligibility regulations. Senator Baldwin said that if those are changed, that could help many farms around the state.
Most were ineligible, and the reason is that the loans are based either on your payroll or on net profits from last year.
Baldwin says she's pleading with the Secretary of the Treasury and the Small Business Administration to change the rules so that Wisconsin farmers can qualify. She said that would change a lot and provide some relief to dairy farmers and other farmers as well.
UWS officials will be furloughing all staff and faculty beginning July 1st. We reported on the original plan back in April, but it was just approved today. As part of the plan, every employee will forfeit one paid day per 2-week period. They'll be able to keep benefits such as health insurance and vacation. The college's chancellor is taking a 15% voluntary pay reduction. All other vice chancellors will take a 10% reduction. Officials estimate the temporary furloughs could save around $1 million.
In Minnesota, a Duluth lawmaker wants to help craft breweries and distilleries during this tough time. Democratic Representative Liz Olson introduced a bill at the state capitol that would allow breweries to sell 4- and 6-packs out of their tap rooms. It would also allow micro distilleries to sell full-size bottles of liquor out of their cocktail rooms. Right now, these products can only be purchased at liquor stores, which isn't helping bring in as much income for struggling businesses. Emily Vikra, who owns Vikra Distillery, says if this passes, the benefits will be seen beyond the walls of her business.
Micro distilleries in the state are small manufacturers. We create a lot of jobs. We use a lot of Minnesota agriculture. It's a really important industry, and without a route to market to our customers, it's not going to survive this time.
The bill will only allow for the sale of these items for the duration of the shutdown, but Vikra says she and others will be pushing for it to become permanent.
A heads up to residents in Duluth's Hillside neighborhood. You'll be without water for a good portion of the day tomorrow. The shutoff is taking place so a contractor can install new valves on the water pipes. The outage will last from 9 to 5. It will impact 35 homes. St. Luke's Hospital will not be affected by the shutdown. Traffic in the areas affected will be reduced to 1 lane while the contractor works. We'll have more information on exact locations on our website.
Twin Metals will face another hurdle before being allowed to open their proposed copper-nickel mine. Opponents of the mine filed a lawsuit today over the renewal of mineral rights leases. The lawsuit alleges the Bureau of Land Management should have prepared an in-depth environmental impact statement. They claim only a limited review was conducted. Twin Metals says it's confident the renewal was lawful and complied with environmental requirements.
$600,000 is on its way to the Northland to clean up contaminated sites and make them ready for development. The EPA awarded the Brownfield grant to the Arrowhead Regional Development Commission. A brownfield is a property which can't be used because it's polluted. The grant program helps communities transform them into assets. The money will go to locations in northeast Minnesota for things like site assessments, public outreach, and cleanup plans. Priority sites include former coal and iron ore docks and a former sawmill. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, most college students are finishing their semesters online. Now some are suing their universities. Details coming up.
Plus, Dave will have a look at your extended weather forecast right after the break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
We work to get through these challenging times. We're working on your new home. View at Bluestone offers pet-friendly, modern living that meets all of your needs. Learn more, take a virtual tour, and lease online at view@bluestone.com.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
Injured? Call Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries including wrongful death, medical malpractice, and nursing home neglect. Call anytime, 218-576-8599. No recovery, no fee. Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries, serious law.
I'm Trisha Zunker, and I approve this message.
Trisha Zunker, a community leader we can trust to put politics aside and deliver on healthcare and jobs when we need it most. Not Tom Tiffany. He opposed the law that protects patients with pre-existing conditions who are most at risk for COVID-19. And he spoke against the bipartisan bill signed by President Trump to help small businesses hit hard by the pandemic. Tom Tiffany. Bad for our health and economy.
The American Red Cross urgently needs blood and platelet donations and asks healthy donors to schedule an appointment to give during this coronavirus outbreak. Patients are counting on life-saving transfusions. Visit redcrossblood.org.
Tony's start in the industry was in reporting and storytelling, and so to have those skills each night really adds value.
They're saying a Duluthian would need to work 90 hours to afford rent.
He went right from a reporter where he was covering everything in the Northland, and he went right to the desk. He really does know what he's talking about.
Get to know Anthony Mann weekday nights on CBS 3.
View at Bluestone, Duluth's newest multi-generational living, just up the hill, is coming soon. We are leasing studio, 1 and 2 bedrooms for August 2021. Take a virtual apartment tour or lease virtually from anywhere. Your new view awaits. View at bluestone.com.
CBS 3 weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement.
You know, yesterday it was cooler than normal, but today, even close to the lake, it came up to be warmer than normal. We need to take a look at the high temps that came around the region today. And today, Superior lived up to its name, superior to all towns as far as the high temps went. Topped out at 68 degrees at Bong Airport. The rest of the region, not so far behind. 50s by the lake for some towns, 40s for others, but into the 60s inland. That may not happen again until next week sometime, because a cool down's coming via a cold front backed up by a high pressure system that'll spin in a northerly wind, and the two conspiring and combining will keep us on the nippier side, especially for overnight lows. Tonight, some towns could drop into the 20s. Right now at the airport, though, in Duluth, it's 50 with a beautiful clear sky above. You wouldn't think it was going to get so brisk. Relative humidity, that's only 24%. Hopefully that goes up a little bit more to keep us free from fire dangers for a couple of hours, but that fire danger may pop up again tomorrow when it comes up sunny and fairly dry, but a little bit cooler. Northerly, northwesterly winds hitting us right now at 10 miles per hour, and the air pressure's high at 1,018 millibars. So those two low pressure systems that danced around our region the past couple of days didn't do much for us in the way of precip. Although the last one's cold front is kicking up a couple of rain showers in the Rhinelander area. Otherwise, the advancing high pressure, that is going to keep our sky clear and help bring our temperatures down overnight and also help keep tomorrow's temperatures down too. So what do we face for tomorrow? Departing low pressure system and the advancement of a coolish high pressure system that likely will dominate our weather through Saturday. I think come Sunday, that low pressure system over towards Idaho, Montana, Oregon, Washington could be bringing us some clouds and some rain, but that may not hit until Sunday. And even then, the chance for light rain showers may only be 30 to 40% chance there at best. Forecast tonight in Minnesota says up towards the border, 25 degrees. Could be as warm as 35 right by the lake. Clear to partly cloudy sky because of that high pressure cell. And that high pressure cell has conquered the territory above Wisconsin and Michigan there as well, with low temps in that neck of the woods running 30 to 33 degrees. For Wisconsin and the UP tomorrow, daytime highs. They take a bit of a dive from today's numbers, running 48 to 55, but with a clear to partly cloudy sky, so it'll be a pretty day, if nothing else. Into Minnesota, clear to partly cloudy there tomorrow as well, with a range of high temperatures that'll fall towards 50 right by the lake, and then inland run anywhere from 45 up north to 55 down south. The normal's 59, 60 right now, so we're cooler tomorrow. And as we eye up the 7-day forecast, we're going to stay cooler than normal for the next 7 days, roughly running 48 to 55 for our high temps. Dry for the most part, with a couple of rain chances. Sunday, 30% shot, and another one next Wednesday. We do need some rain, so let's enjoy the sunshine while being cautious outdoors and try to avoid any wildland fires.
As much as we want sun and warm, a little rain is always helpful for a multitude of different reasons this time of year. Thanks, Dave. The graduating class of 2020 have bright futures ahead of them, and Duluth's mayor wants to put them in the spotlight. Here's a live look at the aerial lift bridge tonight, which will light up in the color of every Duluth school graduating a senior this year. That includes colleges and high schools on the day their graduations were supposed to be held. They hope this will show seniors missing out on major milestones that the city is proud of them.
Despite efforts to make college as normal as possible as students learn from a distance, there is a growing number of students who say they're not getting the college experience they paid for from closed campuses. There are protests and demands for refunds. Some are even suing their schools. CBS's Nicole Killian reports.
Anthony Rojas is a second-year graduate student at the University of Florida, now suing the school to recoup fees for services he says he can't access while in quarantine.
And those are fees ranging from transportation fees, also health fees, for health centers that we can't go to right now.
Rojas says it's about $1,000.
If you could get that money back, what would it mean?
These last few months have been a matter of, scrounging money and just trying to find a way to pay rent, pay food.
He's the lead plaintiff in a class action lawsuit involving the Florida Board of Governors, which oversees the state's 12 public universities and shut down campuses in March.
We're talking about over 300,000 Florida students.
Adam Moskowitz is his attorney.
So that's about $26 million. Extrapolate that across the country, we're talking about millions of students and millions of dollars.
At least 28 lawsuits requesting refunds have been filed against colleges and universities around the country. Mark Schaefer has a daughter at George Washington University and wants about $4,000 back in tuition.
The online classes aren't the same as in-person classes. You don't have the direct professor-student interface.
George Washington says it's aware of the lawsuit and its faculty has worked hard to give students a quality academic experience from a distance. As for that other class action lawsuit, representatives from the University of Florida say they don't comment on pending litigation.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, how frontline workers all over the state were honored today.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by, ready to help.
Take spring by the horns. Unleash Toro power on your yard during Toro Days, April 29th through May 13th. Get up to $200 off select MyRide zero-turn mowers. Get $100 off Time Master 30-inch wide lawn mowers. And get up to $60 off 60-volt battery mowers. Great financing offers, too. Grab spring by the horns and get the best deals of the season. Now, during Toro Days, April 29th through May 13th. Toro. Count on it.
The world is changing quickly, and it's important to find calm in the storm. We're all focusing on the things that matter most: family, community, safety. At Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, we're here to help you get back outside. Take a deep breath. Get the job done right. Have fun. We're here with you, and we've got everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at historically low prices. See Jeff, Frank, and Alex. We'll be here when you need us.
Hi, John with Prime Appliance, and our big 6% instant rebate sale has been extended through May 15th. Take another 6% off our entire in-stock and on-sale selection.
Save a total of $240 on this high-end Beko dishwasher, now just $459 after rebate.
Check out our huge selection of Napoleon grills with free assembly and free local drop-off delivery.
Financing always available. Get it delivered or take it home today. Prime Appliance in Superior, the best place to buy your appliances.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for spring to arrive. I just purchased my unlimited monthly pass from Arrowhead Transit. And I can bring my kids on the bus with me too, for free. We go to the playground. Yay! Or the park. Or the beach.
Mom, the bus is here.
Take the bus. The Arrowhead Transit Bus.
Thursday on CBS 3 this morning, we're hearing from more Northland healthcare workers on the front lines of the pandemic, working to flatten the curve.
And cooler weather is on the way, but we're still going to see plenty of sunshine.
So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Get your news on the go. The CBS 3 mobile app.
Northwest Outlet is open for business. Now save up to 40% off store-wide.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS 3 Duluth.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over-the-air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
Link Rec is having our Clear the Deck sale. $4 million of new and used boats must go.
A show of solidarity for healthcare workers and first responders. The Minnesota Air Guard made that their mission today as they held a statewide flyover. The Duluth-based 148th Fighter Wing also took part with their F-16 jets. The Guard's flight path took them over communities and hospitals across the Twin Cities and southern Minnesota, where the pandemic has hit the state the hardest. We spoke with a 148th pilot before takeoff this morning. He said it's a great opportunity to support healthcare workers while cross-training with other aviation units.
I think it's really cool. We have a really cool opportunity to work with the 148th and 133rd flying together, which doesn't happen very often. So it's really cool that we get to do that and be able to support all the essential workers, especially the healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses that are putting themselves at more risk. It's cool that we can do this flyover for them in kind of a strange time.
Before the flyover, pilots from the 148th held a training mission over Wisconsin and refueled in the air to take part in the flyover. It's also National Nurses Day today, and many are taking time to honor the profession, arguably hit hardest during the pandemic. Duluth Police and Fire Department showed their support by holding a procession past area hospitals this afternoon. Fire officials say they are proud of fellow frontline workers.
Glensheen announced their Build a Glensheen contest winners. People were challenged to build a model of Glensheen with whatever materials they had at home. The Mortensen family won most accurate. The Lassen family won most creative. We have more photos of all the creations on our website, cbs3duluth.com.
Coming up in sports, an update on the Duluth sailboat racing season. Kelly's in just a minute.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
From mowers to mulch, Fleet Farm has everything you need to get outside and get it done. Whether you're kicking back in the yard or putting that green thumb to work, Fleet Farm has spring savings on things like Superior Weed and Feed, just $14.99. And specialty annuals, 2 for $7. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
We asked real customers what they really love about Spectrum Internet and TV.
Spectrum Internet has the fastest speeds for everything I do.
There is no turning wheel. It's immediate.
Spectrum's the fastest. Bam.
Get the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance with Spectrum Internet, delivering starting speeds of 100 megabits. That's more than enough for all your devices for $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
I can't get over how much on-demand Spectrum has. I can literally watch a new movie every night.
I got all my shows, and he's got all his shows. With the Spectrum TV app, I can watch live TV anywhere. It's perfect.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on-demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go, all from $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
The fact that they don't have contracts, that says a lot about their service.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Install Spectrum services yourself. Get a self-installation kit shipped right to your home. Call 833-906-4499.
Here at the Colorado Group, the health and well-being of our customers and employees is our top priority. Kohler has been privileged to serve this community for over 50 years. Our sales, service, and parts departments are open to serve you by appointment in order to provide a safe and healthy dealership visit. If you cannot make it to us, we will gladly come to you with a non-contact shopping or service experience. Please visit Colorado.com to set up your appointment today at any one of our family-owned dealerships.
During this COVID-19 crisis, everyone is experiencing raised stress levels. Business is disrupted and consumers are scared. The result can create tense situations. The Better Business Bureau encourages everyone to treat each other with grace, respect, and empathy. We need to work together. When life begins to normalize, people will remember how they were treated during this time. If businesses and consumers treat each other fairly, these relationships will last far beyond this crisis.
While typical politicians point fingers, Tom Tiffany is taking action to get our economy moving again while protecting our most vulnerable, expanding senior care and cutting copays for testing, securing critical aid for tourism, agriculture, and forest products industries. Tom Tiffany delivers for our communities. He'll do even more in Congress.
Tom Tiffany here. I approve this message and ask for your vote May 12th so we can get back to work safely and, most importantly, together.
Usually this time of year, you would start to see sailboats popping up out on Lake Superior, especially on Wednesday nights when the Duluth Yacht Club hosts their weekly race. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, that has not been the case this year. The Duluth Yacht Club has suspended all May sailboat racing due to the pandemic, disappointing to both racers and spectators alike. While some other outdoor activities such as golf and fishing have been approved as acceptable social distancing activities, sailing has not. Club Commodore David Johnson says that they're hopeful to get back on the water together this summer, whenever that may be.
Some sailboats are run by family groups. There are a couple that are that way, but most of the sailboats carry a crew of 5 to 8 people. And it might be a husband and a wife, but then it's going to be 6 other people, and it's young people, it's older folks. So it's usually quite a mix on the boat. And so that makes it impossible, really, to social distance.
Johnson says that the club is exploring the idea of sending some smaller boats, but says that things aren't looking too positive for their full summer racing season. And not only has the COVID-19 pandemic put a halt on all sporting-related activities, it's also halted every other sports currently in their off-season and their ability to work out and meet as a team. That goes for the Northwestern Tigers. For one Tiger football player, his time has been spent talking to some pretty big-name schools. Titus Gradine, a junior tight end and outside linebacker, has received interest from 7 different Division I football programs. Most recently, he and his family made the trip down to Iowa to tour. For Gradine, this offseason has also been spent staying busy and in shape any way he can.
I've been doing a lot of tire flips, cutting down trees, hauling wood. I've been pushing my dad's truck, a lot of medicine ball workouts, a lot of ab workouts, and just, keeping my diet up.
Of course, that doesn't compare to the alternative of actually getting to work out with your teammates, which Gradine says he is itching to get back to.
We had a lot of good coaches that were helping us out in the weight room all season after, so it was really unfortunate when they had to cancel all that. So I've been working very hard. My entire team's been working very hard. We're very excited for this next season.
A grand total of 7 schools have expressed interest in Gradine. That includes Iowa, Iowa State, Navy, North Dakota, North Dakota State, Northern Illinois, and Western Illinois. He says he hasn't quite made a decision. He's got some time. The NBA is reportedly set to reopen some of its practice facilities on May 8th as several states begin to ease their stay-at-home regulations. The league has apparently told teams in those states that they can reopen facilities to players, but with restrictions. According to a New York Times report, those restrictions include no more than 4 players at a facility at any one time. Group practices and scrimmages are still prohibited. Players must wear face masks except during physical activity, and no head or assistant coaches will be allowed. Today is the first day of National Nurses Week, and a famous park in Boston was seen expressing their gratitude in a pretty awesome way. Nurses are being appreciated now more than ever. However, with current social distancing guidelines, people have to get a little more creative in saying thank you. The Boston Red Sox did not disappoint. Here's a look at the message mowed into Fenway Park's outfield grass. Shows the Red Sox logo spread out for social distancing above a giant heart with nurses written below. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 Closed Captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Skin Renewal Center, reminding you to apply sunscreen 15 minutes before heading out for fun in the sun.
Lose up to £1 a day with Healthy Systems USA and get a free bottle of hand sanitizer with purchase of our amazing weight loss program. No exercise, no processed food. Eat real foods you love. Lose up to 30 to 50 pounds for this summer. Plus, we'll ship it to you for free. Call now or order online.
Right now, millions of people and billions of devices are connected to the internet. Homes, businesses, hospitals, schools. The security and reliability of these connections are more important than ever. That's why at MediaCom, we've built a network to protect them. A network that sees threats, fixes problems before they occur, and keeps you going with 99.99% network reliability.
Join our team at St. Anne's. St. Anne's Residence is calling to service nursing assistants, LPNs, personal caregivers, and food service workers. We offer excellent pay, bonus opportunities, and great people to work with. Apply online. Together, we are St. Anne's strong.
At UCare, we've been decomplicating Medicare plans in Minnesota for a long time. In fact, we've been offering Medicare Advantage plans longer than anyone else. Our Medicare Advantage plans are affordable, and 96% of Minnesota providers accept UCare. So if your provider practices at any of these clinics or hospitals, you can likely keep them. To learn the basics and see how UCare Medicare Advantage plans compare to others, visit ucare.org/TV.
I'm Tom Tiffany, and I approve this message.
Who is Tricia Zunker? A leader of a far-left group that advocates for late-term abortion, a supporter of releasing violent prisoners into our community during a pandemic, and a radical liberal. Zunker would give free health care to illegal immigrants, further crowding our hospitals, putting your family in the back of the line, and making you pay for it. That's Tricia Zunker, and why we must stop her on May 12th.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
Lose up to £1 a day with Healthy Systems USA and get a free bottle of hand sanitizer with purchase of our amazing weight loss program. No exercise, no processed food. Eat real foods you love. Lose up to 30 to 50 pounds for this summer. Plus, we'll ship it to you for free. Call now or order online.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
As students enter what would normally be their final month of classes before summer, this year is certainly different. To stay connected to their middle school students, teachers in Chisholm organized a drive-through parade. It was dubbed Drive By and Say Hi. 4th through 6th graders and their families drove through a line of their teachers with signs, fun costumes, and of course, lots of air hugs. Teachers tell us around 50 to 75 cars drove through the parade, and everyone was very excited. Sure looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, lots of that good stuff running around right now. It's good to see people making the best out of these situations. So.
Yeah, and I think parents, students, and teachers alike are all kind of missing that normalcy. So it's nice that they get a little bit of that back. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.